Hello, and thank you for being here. I'm Kara. I help the stressed out 9 to 5er work less so they can live more. Today I'm going to show you the do's and don'ts for prioritizing your workload, and they may not be what you expect. Before we dive in, be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my time management secrets. So, you're trying to prioritize. You want to turn the chaos of the day into calm. You want to do all the things, but know that you can only pick a few. You want to make sure that your precious time is going to the right things, but you haven't found the perfect formula to figure out what your priorities should be. You've tried the Eisenhower matrix to prioritize based on urgency and importance, but you end up confused and less clear than when you started. Or you've put on your mathematician hat to use the Rice method to score your tasks and deem the winner as your top priority, but the math never seems to line up. You've even tried to eat the frog by doing the worst tasks very first thing, but then you just end up dreading your day and still feeling behind. You have no idea what you should be working on, and everything feels important. But the truth is, you don't need some fancy tool, calculation, or strict system to prioritize. You just need a little trust in yourself. Here are the 3 do's and don'ts for prioritizing. First, the don'ts. Don't obsess about the right priority. Spoiler alert, there is no right priority. What's important to someone else might not be important to you, and what was important to you a month ago may not have your interest anymore. So just pick something and act. No matrix, no scoring, no picking based on the level of ick you feel at the mere thought of the task. Trust your instincts and choose anything. Imperfect action is better than no action at all. Stop aiming for a perfectly prioritized list. Aim for progress. Often, when you make progress on one task or a little time passes, priorities naturally shift. Something that seemed urgent and important suddenly isn't needed anymore when a project goes in a new direction. Or that thing that you put a pin in last week suddenly needs your attention now. If you're still feeling paralyzed at the randomness of it all, here's a tip. Keep all of your to-dos in a single master to-do list. That will make it easier to decide on what to pick. When you can see all of the things that you want to do in a single place, you know what you're saying no to. From this master list, ask yourself this prompt. If I could only choose one, what would it be? Then start there. Don't get confused by conflicting priorities. You've decided on a priority, you've taken action, but now there's a conflict. Let's say you're working hard for that promotion at work, but you're also committed to carving out more quality time with your spouse. Now, a new project comes up at work that's going to require you to work late and miss your planned date night. Which do you choose? There isn't a perfect answer here. Approach this conflict with and thinking. You can choose to work late tonight and reschedule your date night for tomorrow. Or you can choose to log off at 5 p.m. to get to your date and rearrange your calendar tomorrow so you have more focused time in your day to complete the project. It's unrealistic to think you will only ever have one part of life that needs your attention. You're juggling a career with family, with self care, with all of the unexpected bits of life, and they don't always play nicely. Conflicts are guaranteed. You are going to have to choose where your focus goes from day to day, and sometimes even hour to hour. But these choices don't have to be black or white. And just because you chose work as your top priority today doesn't mean you can't choose a different priority tomorrow. Don't get paralyzed in indecision or bogged down in hours of self reflection trying to ensure that the priority you choose is aligned with your greater life's potential. Just choose one. Take action. Keep moving forward so you can get to your next priority. Don't mistake prioritization for productivity. Setting priorities is not about increasing productivity. A nap can be a priority. A morning spent wandering the farmer's market can be a priority. An impromptu phone call with your mom can be a priority. These may not meet your definition of productive, but they don't have to. Choosing where you are going to spend your time does not mean maximizing every minute of your day to make productive progress towards a big project or your life goals. Now, there is a time and place for focusing on productivity. If you want to finish a large proposal to crush the next client pitch, your priorities will need to look pretty productive. And if you're working hard to get that side hustle up and running, your priorities will need to be productive. But priorities are about deciding on a vision for your life and executing on it. It's a balance. To truly appreciate the moments of productive priorities, you need to know what it's like to experience priorities of calm and nothingness, and vice versa. Now, the do's. Do get clear on your goals. You need to know what you're working towards and what you want most to give your instincts a little guidance and to make your action the most impactful. Without goals, you're flying blind. Let's say you have a goal to become an Excel wizard in order to automate some of your regular work tasks. So you look at your list of to-dos. What would you choose for your next block of focused time? You could take an hour-long training on pivot tables or an hour-long training on the latest email marketing trends. While both might pique your interest and have a place in your professional growth, with a clear idea of your goals, priorities start to reveal themselves. So take some time to note what it is that you're working towards in life, i.e., your goals. Then think through different categories, such as your career, your finances, relationships, health, and fun, such as hobbies. And ask yourself these three questions. First, what are the accomplishments that you're working towards in these areas? Second, what experiences are you hoping to have? And third, what tangible objects do you want? Once you've got a pretty good idea of what you want and the life that you're trying to create, you can start to filter priorities through this list. Then, when choosing between tasks to focus on, if one doesn't align in some way to a broader goal, move it to the back of the line. Do reprioritize. Life is unpredictable, and priorities can shift in an instant. New circumstances arise, like a new project with an urgent deadline landing on your desk, or a friend coming to town for an impromptu long weekend, or a pesky cold hitting you out of nowhere. Your interests may also shift. A product you were originally super passionate about creating just isn't resonating with your customers. Or emotional needs can shift. You may be at a point in life where you need a little bit more stability to make it through the day. Or it might be time to break from the hustle to enter a season of lower stress. In these moments of change, check in on your intuition. Don't give up on the end goal, but maybe it's time to reevaluate. Understand that the journey and the path is going to look a little bit different than you originally thought it might, which is no problem. Step back and ask yourself, if I had this information originally and were to set my priorities all over again, would I choose the same focus? If the answer is no, reprioritize. Pick your new one thing to take action on and decide what you could push until later or remove from your task list altogether. Priorities change. Reprioritizing is not giving up. It's quitting a path that is no longer leading you to your desired destination. So stay nimble, stay adaptable, and always be ready to adjust your priorities accordingly. Do fit your priorities in the margins. Picking a priority doesn't have to mean that you're committing hours of undivided attention to that single task. Priorities can be seen in how you use your minutes and how you use the margins between larger chunks of focus. For instance, if you have a priority to spend more time learning, listen to a podcast on a subject that you're interested in while you drive between appointments. Or to make headway on the novel you've prioritized writing, commit to writing 10 sentences before winding down for the night. Prioritizing something doesn't mean it has to be the first or the only thing that you do that day. It can just mean that you want more of it in your life. And you can decide what more means to you. Is it the amount of time you spend on the priority or the frequency? Then figure out how the equation can work seamlessly into the margins of your day. Priorities can feel tricky. It's true, you can only ever have one priority at any given moment, but that doesn't mean that you don't have multiple priorities at any given time. Your number one priority might be your family, but you still need to make money and can't play hooky from work every day to spend every moment with them. But you can commit to being present when you are with your loved ones, instead of having your nose in your phone watching for new IMs and emails after hours. Or you can prioritize your family, but still set boundaries around your time by shutting your office door or ignoring incoming texts when spending focused time on work. Don't overcomplicate how you prioritize your time. Trust your gut. Let your priorities shift. Make your own definition of what a priority looks like to you. Then embrace some of that calm you've been seeking. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like or let me know in the comments. And if you want more time management secrets like this one, let me know by subscribing to my channel. Have a fabulous day, my friends. I'm going to do that again. Podcast on... Podcast. My God. Oh.